Everyone talks about how to acquire short-term rentals. The question is, what do you do once you get one to make the property profitable? All you have to do, Tim, is just list it on one of those vacation sites like Vrbo, Airbnb, HomeAway, and you will soon have a Lamborghini in your driveway. If life was that easy, right? Even the Wall Street Journal mentioned that hotels are getting into the vacation rental space. So to really separate yourself now, you have to be on your A game and really creative in the marketplace. So in today's video, I want to discuss short-term rentals. How can you separate yourself from everyone else in the marketplace? What can you do to stand out? I've been managing short-term rentals for years and have made a lot of mistakes over the years and had a lot of mentors. We have multiple rentals that we own on sites like Airbnb and Vrbo, and also properties that rent privately just through word of mouth, and that's our preference. And I also have a few hosts, roughly 4, that I coach on how to make Airbnb successful. So what can you do to stand out and make solid profits right now? So I think we should start. Let's look at the big picture. Is the short-term rental game still profitable going into 2023? Yes, I think so. Short-term rentals generate much higher revenues in your if your property's in a high demand area, but it does entail more work and aggravation. My experience, the short-term rentals, they incur more damage than long-term rentals. Your insurance is also much higher if you do weekly rentals. So longer stays are typically more desirable for hosts, as they mean fewer vacancies and less turnover between guests. And according to Airbnb, roughly on their third quarter earnings call, longer-term rentals, which are stays longer than 28 days, now make up as much as 20% of bookings. So, we are seeing this trend on our listed properties on Vrbo and Airbnb. And, due to the combination of these factors, Airbnb saw record-breaking levels of revenue, of course, in 2021, which, is a direct representation of the success that Airbnb hosts are having. So, in fact, some hosts earn 6 figures a year by renting out their homes. We have started personally a transition on a few of our vacation homes, deluxe homes, to longer-term rentals. It is less aggravation overall. When you have a lot of these move-in, move-outs, it's tough. So some of our rentals and clients' rentals, we only need to rent 4 to 6 times a year to cover the cost. You have to think about wear and tear on the property as well, and you want to reap the most profits, in my opinion, with the fewest renters as possible. So let's use Airbnb as an example. Airbnb hosting is still a very lucrative business. It is hard to determine the average Airbnb profit or monthly income, as the numbers will fluctuate depending on location of the property, the size of the property and the style of the property. But there's some data out there that I found. Additionally, there are other factors that can impact an investor's monthly Airbnb income, such as, of course, property tax, maintenance, and repairs that could come out of income costs. And some people do forget about these things. So an average Airbnb profitability is really difficult to determine based on a lot of that stuff. But on average, investors make around close to $1,000 a month on average on an Airbnb property or more. And like I said, we have properties that we rent privately, not using the standard websites like Airbnb. So we reap all those rewards and profits. We rent through our, some of our social media network of friends. It's just word of mouth is huge for us right now, especially in the Midwest markets. So if I can avoid using Airbnb, I do. And what is going to make your short-term rental profitable? Remember, more options means more opportunities for you. Not everyone vacations the same way, and having a versatile offering may bring more returning customers who appreciate the flexibility you provide that others don't. That's key. So number one, what is going to make your property stand out and be profitable? And I can't stress this enough. Everyone in the know says it, but it's got to be said. When it comes to short-term rental game, it is all about location, location, location. The right location will make, your life so much easier. Somebody told me a long time ago, if you're going to invest in short-term rentals, you're going to maximize your revenue if you invest in areas in which you yourself may want to travel to, because there is no, other people like that that will go there. So I filed that one away. Spot on. Bottom line, beach, lake, mountain, great outdoor experience, especially during COVID, still has carried over, are the best for short-term rentals. Something to remember before we go to number 2 is, a benefit of short-term rentals is the massive tax deductions you can reap from the property. Think depreciation. So to get the tax deduction, you have to manage the property yourself for a little while, and then you can accelerate, the depreciation. Talk to your accountant, but tax benefits are huge. Number two, you want to get a quality, unique properties, not just anything. For example, land is everything. COVID caused people to want outdoor space, of course, and even though COVID is over, some people would disagree. People still want land and privacy. Safety is a big issue. We'll talk about that later. One of our properties is on a lake and has a flat slope and is one of the biggest lots on the lake. The home is very unique on the inside as well, but most of the homes on that lake are on an inclined slope, and they all know it. So the entire neighborhood understands the uniqueness of the home, and the home rents mainly through word of mouth, and I leverage that uniqueness. It is all about attention to detail. The smallest thing can make your property stand out, and that's what stands out on that property. It's on an acre of land. Number 3, you want to invest in quality markets, not just any market. I am currently in Lake Tahoe right now, one of the hottest markets in the West Coast, in my opinion, meeting with investors, legislatures. Some markets that are hot right now for short-term rentals: number 1, Hawaii. Number 2, Lake Austin. 3, Lake Tahoe. 4, the Hamptons. 5, Nantucket. 6, Florida. 7, San Diego. 8, Running Springs, Big Bear in California, and Charlotte. So that's what I'm seeing from the data. So, like I said, more options means more opportunities, ladies and gentlemen. I can't stress that. Not everyone vacations the same way, and you need to have a versatile offering so you can get, these returning customers. Customers appreciate flexibility. Number 4, staging the home. Staging the home is important to fill, you want to fill the customers' heads with happiness when they walk into their home. You want your vacationers to feel like it is their home. They have been transported to this magical place. All their stresses disappear when they walk into their home. And when people walk into our homes, they've said that to us. It's very important to paint that picture. Make sure all your family pictures are removed. Remember, you are building a brand. Make sure the home is furnished correctly based on the area. So, for example, if you have a rental in Bermuda, you're gonna want to high-end furniture, finishings, creative artwork, really set the tone for that home. If you have a rental in Big Bear, you don't need all that high-end furnishings like the home in Bermuda. That said, make sure all your rentals have a full set of utensils: wine opener, bottle opener, hot pads for the stove, great pillows, great bedding, towels, toiletries. I always ask for feedback after a client stays in one of our homes, and I must confess, I did not have some of the items I just talked about, and they told me these are some of the things you need. So you want the home to be homey. It must smell good. So, number 5, safety. Safety is very important to clients now. Crime is up, as we all know. Top of the line locks on the doors, good lighting on the outside of the home, cameras on the outside. The front door is okay, motion sensors. It's a violation of privacy to have cameras, let's say, on the inside of the home, on the bedrooms, like in the bedroom area or a pool area, living area. Reason I bring this up is I know someone who got into some trouble with this issue. So cameras on the outside is okay. Adds to the security. You need to let your customers know you take safety very seriously in your listings. Clients have asked me, how far is the police station from your house? The fire station? Consider these things when buying a vacation rental. It's very important, safety right now, and privacy to high-end clients. Number 6, Obvious, I know, but I got to say it, free and good Wi-Fi. Obvious, yes, but I've heard stories. So offer Wi-Fi if the property location permits. Number 7, little nice touch. I offer a welcome basket for some of our high-end homes, Lux homes. This goes over really well and is greatly appreciated. It will separate you from the pack. Number 8, offer consistent and quality cleaning. This is one of the easiest things you can do to make a difference. It's one of the first things you can do to increase profits, in my opinion. It is also one of the easiest. On our Lux properties, we offer free general cleaning every other day and extra charge for doing, if they want dishes, laundry. Maintaining a fresh and clean house will help you get top dollar. Number 9, left this for last. This separates you. Offer white glove services. This is a nice touch to get top dollar for your rental. Chef cooking services, spa, massage treatments, runners for errands, babysitters, limo services. For example, on our international properties, we have all these services set up with the local property manager in that country. And for our domestic properties, I am very hands-on, and I set up the entire vendor network in every state we manage properties in. I also have vendors set up on the back end, companies set up, on the back end, and property managers set up just in case things go south. I got backups all ready to go for our clients and managing our properties. So those are what I find most important. Running an Airbnb can be a great investment to start generating some passive income. Although how profitable your investment property is will vary by the location the property is located in. So, your Airbnb has the potential to be extremely profitable, I think, if you follow these action items. Depending on your location, however, you may not be getting the biggest bang for your buck. If not done correctly, you could lose your ass. I'm telling you, I've seen it. It is not easy work, baby. It's not work. It's not easy work. It is a lot of work. And if done right, you can make some serious coin. One thing I would caution with short-term rentals is that there needs to be a market for them. It would not be, great to fully furnish a place and find out that there is no demand. So ensure, that there is a demand. If your place is in a location close to something that would draw in visitors like a convention center, is it in a vacation town like Lake Tahoe? Like someplace by the ocean or mountains, like I said earlier, there are others in your area who are, successfully renting out short-term rentals. Make some phone calls. If you are looking to purchase, I would even message some people on the short-term rental sites to see if they would share their experiences. I'm always doing that. Some people are very open to helping, and it can be an aid to either get you into a good situation, I think. So the bottom line, it just takes some creativity and a bit of extra effort to increase your Airbnb earnings. Do your homework and think between the lines, and you can get yourself some nice passive income going. Also, one of the best ways to increase your Airbnb revenue is to focus on, the experience. Think about the experience that you want to offer your clients. A lot of people go to Airbnb, they just want to have a good time and forget about their problems on a short-term rental. They want everything to be taken care of and nice and fresh and clean. You want to give them an experience. So think about, what is the experience you want to provide to your customers? We want a Lux white glove service for all our clients that go to our homes, even the lower end stuff. It's important. I want them to be transported. I want them to be magical. I want them to say, Tim, this was a wonderful experience. We had a great time. We forgot about all our problems. We even turned off our phones. That's what it's all about. In the area of transparency, I'm all about multifamily too. You got a 20, 30, 50 unit building, on-site property manager. That's very easy to handle. And that's consistent income. If you have rents between $1,000 and $3,000 a month, multifamily is easy, but vacation is another niche segment. If done right in the short-term rental game, you can make money. Because it's another market, we want to focus on that. We just don't want to focus on multifamily. We want to get into the short-term rental game, but it's all about location. By the mountains, vacation towns. If you're going to buy too far up in the mountains, how far does it take to get to the town? Because a lot of people want to go out at night and have a good time. So you got to factor in the proximity on a low elevation hill or a high elevation like in Lake Tahoe. And the reason, and I mentioned this, but I can't stress this enough, when you go and you're calling other property managers and other hosts, which I recommend you do, you have to know the state and city ordinance. I learned a lot being in Lake Tahoe right now, what's going on the California side, where they limited permits. And then the Incline Village side, there's not a limitation, but there's kind of a struggle going on right now. And you have to know, if you get an Airbnb and you find out, oh my God, I'm going to have trouble getting the permits, or it's overcrowded with Airbnbs. And certain sectors of the market over the last year, you've seen that, and people aren't getting a lot of rents. But we have high-end clients that say, Tim, I don't really want to rent it out. I just want to cover the expenses. And when you do the numbers and they pay cash, they just want to rent it 3 to 4 times a year. And that's an easy client to deal with. And we have some properties like that ourselves. We don't want the wear and tear on the property. You have high net worth clients that want to just park their money in these homes and take it out of the stock market. And then you have people that are getting into their Airbnbs the first time and they're watching every number and they need a lot of rentals. And that's good too. But I just can't stress, I think these action items will set you up beautifully to get the best bang for your buck for your Airbnb. Take care. Have a great weekend.